to talk about this. Right now, you're going to listen to me.
Órale, Cholo Trucker, M.A.S. movies and shows. Let me take the banner down. It takes up too much space there. You guys can see my beautiful shirt here. All right. So um we got this movie coming out for a franchise that means a lot to this guy right here. I mean, it means a lot to me. All right. And I have not seen the movie yet. Early reviews are in. We're going to get into all that. We're going to get into the whole franchise. And is this a good idea to have this Legends movie come out, or is it not a good idea? All right. And we'll go ahead and we'll get you guys some expert analysis. Let's go ahead and get it from one gentleman right here from Two Face Entertainment. One, Mr. Fred Segura.
What's up, my brother? How you doing, man? Good to see you.
Yeah,
Hey,
likewise, man. Just a
hey,
little bit on the fence. The
yeah.
the
I
crane kick.
the crane kick over here, bro. And
Well,
which is
hey,
which is kind of convenient for me because I got a messed up blade right now, so it's real. It's real. Anyway, man.
listen. I mean, the man who mastered the crane kick, Mr. Miyagi, got it from this man. Mr. Miyagi's a liar. All right, he did not learn
Ah,
it from his father. He learned it from Chicano history teacher one, Mr. Robert Anthony.
right on. What's up, Robert?
Ah,
Hey, there he is.
it was another lifetime ago. It was another
Hey,
lifetime ago. But hope everybody out there is
Uh,
doing well. Ed, Fred, let's get it.
hey,
Let's.
let's do this, man. Good to see you
yeah,
guys, man. Good to see you guys.
yeah,
I,
man. So let's get into this, man. We've all watched the movies, right? We've all watched. Well, first, I'll go ahead and I'll pass it around just real quick.
mm.
Fred, what's put it in order on your favorite Karate Kid movie?
My favorite Karate Kid movie. You know what? I think that they're in order, bro. One, two, and three, dude.
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Villains is a different story, but yeah, one, two, and three because I mean two is good, but I think part one really build up to two. So yeah, they're in order, bro, pretty much. Yeah,
Okay. All
yeah.
right.
One, two, and three.
Robert,
I'm not counting the next Karate Kid though. I'm not counting that one.
because if
I,
you counted that one, that would be your favorite.
no, that would be, bro. That would be way back. It'd still be in order. No, actually, you know what? The next Karate Kid would be after the Cobra Kai series. How about that one?
Okay. Okay. Okay.
And,
Okay.
and no, it has and again, just disclaimer, guys, it has nothing to do with Hilary Swank. It just wasn't a good movie. That's just the bottom line. That's what we're here to talk about movies. It wasn't a good movie. Let's make that clear. And disclaimer.
Okay.
You know,
Okay. Okay.
yeah.
Robert.
It's got to go one, two, and three in order. The one with Hilary Swank, the one with Jaden Smith and Jackie Chan. I'll tell you what, man. I thought I would never say this, and I'm gonna come clean right off the bat. I
Mm-mm.
thought I would never say this, but I found a movie that I would rather watch Rocky Five than watch the Jaden Smith version of the Karate Kid with Jackie Chan. I'd rather watch Rocky Five with Tom. You heard it here first.
Whoa.
Yeah, I'm gonna. To me, it was just like when I watch it, man. It's just the whole doing it over again, man. It was just like I couldn't believe they did it, dude. I know it's not the same story. I know it's different, but it was just like they should have left it alone, man. They really should
Yeah.
have left it
Whoa.
alone.
Whoa.
I know, but I'm gonna right off the bat, man. I'm gonna let it be known, bro. I'd rather watch Tommy Gunn. Hey, Tommy. I'd rather watch that
Mm.
than watch Jaden Smith
Okay.
and Jackie
Wow.
Chan go through
Okay,
that
man.
movie. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I came in this like very upset. I did, and now this is it's what you just did to me, Robert.
Tell me.
Like I had a headache, right? Like I would like, oh man, my head hurts. Can you take the pain away? And then you grab my finger and broke it. And it's like, hey, you're not thinking about your headache anymore, right? There you go. Problem
Yeah,
solved.
yeah.
You
By the way,
you just you just did that to me. Okay. I was coming on here like I was pissed. I was in a rage and I was gonna get to why. And then you brought that and I'm like it just distracted me. Now my rage is like on what you just said.
now, please, please, man. You and me, it's a trip because you and me can be so solid on so many things. Man, it's like boom, left, right, you zig, I zag, it's all good. And then with this Rocky thing, with this, we're like, dude, we're out of sync. Please tell me, don't tell me that you're gonna say like, I
Okay.
didn't think the Jaden Smith one was all that bad.
Okay. Let's get to this. Let's get to this. Okay. So me mine see I really, really love part two. I really do. It's very difficult to put part two as my favorite because the movies are so connected that part two it does kind of float on its own a little bit. Um, I want to say part two is my favorite, but I can't. It's just they're so connected, so in sync with each other. It's you got to go that one, two, and three. And by the way, I'll go ahead and say this: part three. The only reason why part three is good is because of Terry Silver, ponytail. Whoa,
Yeah.
whoa.
Hey,
he's the only one. Him and Barnes. Barnes is
yeah,
okay. He's all
yeah,
right, man. I own you, Larusso. I own you. Get back on that line, Larusso. I own you,
yeah,
man. Yeah. Okay. So because of those two guys, part three is outside of if those two guys were not in that movie, I thought that movie would have failed big time. And I don't think I think it's all right, but because of those two characters.
yes,
Hillary Swank, I'm not gonna be politically correct here. Yes, because she's a girl, and it just didn't work for me. Had it been some other dude, maybe it would have worked. But I'll be real. Having Mission Miyagi train her and her going out there and fighting dudes, yeah, I guess it could be realistic, but it's a movie. It's not supposed to be realistic. I understand.
yeah,
I didn't see a bunch of women flooding to go watch that movie to support women. I did. I didn't. I watched it, and it's not just because she's a girl, but I'm with you, Fred. The movie itself is not good either.
yeah. No,
Um,
it drags.
Now let's get to the Jaden Smith one with Jackie Chan because it has to do with the movie coming out tomorrow. If you're gonna, technically there are some sneak views that are dropping today, but nationwide it does drop tomorrow, and I will go. I got my ticket already, which makes me very upset. I'll get to why in a second.
Mm-hmm.
I really enjoyed the Jackie Chan Jaden Smith Karate Kid, which was in 2010, 2009, somewhere around there.
Yeah,
I
Ouch!
enjoyed it, man.
There goes my finger.
I enjoyed it. I thought it was good. I thought it was really
Yeah.
good, man. Fred, talk to us about that one, man.
yeah.
You didn't mention
You
that one.
know, you know what, man? Like, I'll put it to you like that. And I think I've mentioned this before. When I was coming out, right, my son was small. You know, well, the kids were small, but he's the oldest. Being the oldest, he was like, "Hey, you know, there's a Karate Kid." I was like, "Whoa, what? Hold up!" Before it even came out, before we even thought, I had to show him Daniel Larusso, the original.
Mm,
You know, and they got into that. You know, but going back to the Jaden Smith one, I thought it was enjoyable. I mean, I'm glad that it wasn't a complete remake. It was more of an updated one, if you will, in a sense. Um, I mean, if we look back for the nostalgia of it, you're not really gonna get it. You know, I mean, it's kind of like you said earlier about the three original trilogies. You know, it's kind of on its own. You know, and it could be on its own in a sense. But yeah, it wasn't. I wouldn't say it was horrible. It was pretty good. Although I mean, I don't know much because I'm not into martial arts and stuff, but they do say it was kung fu, not karate, that he was fighting. You know,
yes.
but yeah, I thought it was enjoyable. I thought it was with what's the girl that comes out on there? the one from Empire and all that sort of stuff.
The one,
The
yeah. Gosh,
Baby
yeah,
boys
yeah,
lady.
there you go. Yeah,
Taraji P
Taraji
Henson. Yeah.
P.
yeah, yeah. And I thought it was good, man. I thought it was good. I saw the reference, to the original, and yeah, I thought it wasn't bad. It wasn't, it wasn't horrible. It wasn't. I'm like, God, like, thought it was good. It's
I,
enjoyable. It's good to watch.
I thought it was a good way to remake a movie with just a different culture. I liked it, man. I really enjoyed it. I really did. I thought it was really, I thought it was done very well. So
Yeah,
Fair enough.
unfortunately,
Yeah,
Jaden
fair enough.
Smith has fallen off the deep end,
Yeah,
yeah,
and they just can't use him in the Karate Kid franchises anymore, man. That
yeah.
kid has he needs to work on himself.
fair enough.
Although I will say, the Karate Kid, the one with James Smith, it is produced by Will Smith as well as
Okay.
Cobra Kai. So I
Mm,
don't know about
okay.
this other one, but yeah, it's produced by Will Smith. So yeah, it's for those people that's are still a little salty about the slap, and not supporting Will Smith. It's kind of hard to not support Karate Kid. It's like, oh, so yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So anyway, go ahead.
you know, like as much as I am into movies and shows and everything like that, I'll be on, and I've said it before. I don't care about who made what movie. I don't know anything about, like, hey, this person won best screenplay. I don't even know what that means. I don't know
So,
about best picture of the year,
yeah, like the Deer
directors, and that.
Hunter.
I yeah, that movie's horrible. It's gosh awful, man. All I do, and I'm very straight and blunt forward with it.
Yeah,
Like I watch a lot of movie channels and everything of that sort. They are like on top of that, and I'm like, look, just get to the movie, because outside of that, I don't know what you're talking about. I sit down,
yeah,
I watch a movie. Who made it? What was the production or anything? I got no idea. I sit down, I watch the movie. Do I like it? Yes or no? That's it. Who made it? Who was involved? Who wrote it? I don't know. I don't even really care too much. But guys, before let's get into this movie. But before we do, I want to get to the description. But before I do that, I want to go ahead and get you guys' initial thoughts when you guys found out that there was a new Karate Kid movie coming out. When you guys first saw the trailer and you guys first heard and you saw who was going to be involved in the movie. It shows Jackie Chan going back to the 2010 version. It shows Daniel LaRusso f- from all the trilogy at
yeah.
first and Cobra Kai. So watching the trailer, finding out, I'll start with you, Robert. What was your initial thoughts? What was your feelings? Were you like, cool, something to add on? Were you kind of reserved a little bit, like, I don't know if this is gonna work, or were you just like, this is dumb. Just let the three movies live, and that's it.
Now, I'm going to say this without first letting everybody know, because there might be individuals like you two who have seen Cobra Kai. And
Right on.
Mm-hmm.
from what I've heard, Cobra Kai is on point. I was telling you gentlemen earlier, I haven't had a friend who has told me, like, there it is, right? I haven't had a
Mhm.
friend who has told me, not to watch it. Everybody said great things about it. So because I'm not all into Cobra Kai, I was kind of like, do they really need to add to this? You know what I mean? But from everybody who's into Cobra Kai, I could see why they're trying to strike while the iron's hot. There's a lot of people, and then another thing is that guys like me in this bracket, they grew up on Daniel Larusso, so they bringing Ralph back. Like, I know I'm bringing Ralph back, but bringing him back is cool, man, because man, that was prime time little Robert, going to the movies, watching the Karate Kid, all those little up the Daniel with the whatever he
Ellie with
said,
time.
Daniel with the
Yeah,
L. You know what I mean? All those little. I remember being a little kid and what I could, to this day, I haven't seen that movie. I remember seeing it in the movies, but I could still recite lines and remember this part and be like, oh man. So I think that's cool. because you got the little nostalgia for like some guys like me, right? So I think it might be cool having him come back and it's actually him. I hate when they bring somebody back and it's somebody totally different. Like if it would have been Daniel LaRusso, but it would have been like some other actor that I'd never heard of. I would have been like, hey, Daniel
Yeah,
LaRusso, you know what I mean? Daniel's
yeah,
from Jersey. And Daniel LaRusso used to come on Eight is Enough. That's what I would have thought.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
Okay.
yeah.
But
No, definitely.
I think that's cool about it. And I think the popularity of Cobra Kai is propelling it to have like an interest where people are going to be like, hey, let's go watch that movie. And I can understand business wise, it's probably a good move to make. But because I haven't seen Cobra Kai, I was kind of like Luis Ralph Macchio, when they're not kind of like, you know, I just got to see what direction it goes. And hopefully it's done well. And if it's anything like Cobra Kai, there'll probably be a sequel.
Well, let me ask you this, Robert. Are you excited for it? Before watching it, before anything like that, are you excited for it? Are you planning on going to the movies to watch it? Are you not? Are you like, that's what I'm saying. What's your feeling? I know we can all say like, hey, we'll see, but what's your feeling?
I'll probably wait to see what the vibe is. You know what I
Okay.
mean? See what the vibe is. See what the people out there are saying, and not that that makes a whole, there's no more thumbs up, thumbs down. Cisco and Liebert aren't around no more, right?
Yeah,
But
Mhm.
I'm just saying, if I hear good things about it, I'll go watch it. You know what I mean? I'll go watch it.
yeah,
Why
Okay.
not?
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
I'll give it a chance. I'm a sucker for a good story. If I hear like, hey, it's really good, and it's totally different, then why not? I'm a sucker for a good story.
Okay. Okay.
I'm a movie
Fred,
guy.
same question. When you saw the trailer, when you heard this was coming out, what was your first initial thoughts? Or for it, against it?
I, you know what? I was for it, and I'll tell you the reason why. It's not just the Cobra Kai thing. It was because, like I stated earlier, the remake it can be a standalone film. Just a remake, but a standalone outside of the original trilogy. But when I saw Daniel Russo in there, it's like, oh man, it's in the same universe. I was like, oh, okay, now this is. I see. I got it's exciting now. I was like, okay, wait a minute, we're on to something here. So yeah, excited for it, man. Definitely excited for it. You know, and I will say this that after watching Cobra Kai, I somewhat, and I still hold on to that. I think it was a perfect ending, but it's a whole new thing and into a whole nother universe, and same universe, different story now. So I think it's good. I think it's a good thing. I hope it's a good thing. Uh,
Okay.
I
Okay.
I just think Cobra Kai ended off really well, and I do agree with you from the last one we had where you talked about if they did a prequel to Johnny or to
Yes.
Chris would be but I'm done with this, man. I'm done with it. Yeah, definitely, I'm
I
for it.
Yeah, okay. So my first initial thoughts is number one is this. It definitely piqued my interest. I thought they have done a terrible job in marketing this movie. I have not heard any buzz about this movie. I have not heard anybody talking about this. I have not heard this movie comes out nationwide tomorrow. Yes, you could go
Wow.
ahead and find certain theaters that are showing it tonight. Um, I have not heard anybody talking about this. I have not heard anybody talking about this movie. There's no build up to it. There's nobody pumped up about it. There's nobody excited for it. When I first saw that it was coming out, that was the first thing was like, oh, okay, it's got Daniel LaRusso. Oh, it's got Jackie Chan. And I actually like the remake with Jackie Chan and Jaden Smith. So I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, let's see where this goes. Now, I originally thought, right, just from watching the trailer, that this was going to take place in China. It does not. Okay. So I was thinking, like, okay, I think they can only ruin it from here. That was my initial thought. I thought, okay,
Mhm.
I don't think they can make the franchise better. I think they can extend it. Doesn't make it better. It just extends it, but I don't think they can make it better. However, they can make it worse. So
Mm.
that was my only concern. So let me go ahead and get to the description because I thought this movie was taking place in China. So let me read off the description here for you guys, man.
Mhm.
After moving to New York City with his mother, kung fu prodigy Li Fong, which is the main character, he's the one, the kid. Li Fong
Mhm.
struggles to go off to the past. I'm sorry, I lost my. Here we go. Struggles to let go of the past as he tries to fit in with his new classmates. When a new friend needs help, Lee enters a karate competition, but his skills alone aren't enough. With help from Mr. Han, Jackie Chan, and Daniel LaRusso, he soon learns to merge two styles into one for the ultimate martial arts showdown. Okay, so this movie just takes place in New York. Just watching the trailers, I thought it was in China,
Mm.
Yeah.
but it's not. It's in New York. So this kid moves from China to New York. The reviews are in, gentlemen. The reviews are in, and they're not good, man. They are
Yeah.
Mm.
not
Mhm.
good. At
Mm.
best, at best, I hear that it's decent. At
Mm.
best. But for the
Yeah.
most part, I hear that it is not good. Um,
Mhm.
I have not seen it. Nobody on this panel has seen it, so we can only spoil it so much. I can only tell you guys what I've heard. Um, and if you're looking for Cobra Kai references, or if you're looking for any connection to Cobra Kai, there is absolutely zero.
Yeah.
At every review that I've seen of this movie,
Yeah.
they have all said the same thing. There is zero connection to Cobra Kai on Karate Kid Legends. Furthermore, Daniel LaRusso plays a small role in this movie, not a big role. So he's on there. And this movie is only about an hour and a half. And the funny thing about it,
Mhm.
and Robert, I want to get your thoughts. You know, Robert, you're a big boxing fan like I am. You're a big fan of that cheater Jaime Munguia who just got popped dirty today, man. Um, apparently,
That's below the belt, man. As Bill Snyder would say, man, get him up.
you know,
Oh man.
apparently, fellas, about half of this movie actually is about boxing and not karate. It's a strange. Every review that I've seen, that I've heard, apparently about the first half of the movie is actually about boxing in Little Italy in New York, and not so much about karate. That it's like two different movies.
Wow.
Um, in one. Yeah, Robert, what's your thoughts about that, man? If this pans out to be true, but I've watched so many reviews on this movie,
Wow.
Yeah.
That,
and every single review I've watched, they all say 30 minutes to 45 minutes of the movie is actually about boxing.
wow. Wow. How they now I'm intrigued on how they're gonna bring that into the storyline. Is it like a lesson they're trying to teach him and they're going through boxing? Why are they doing that when they could do that with karate? I have no idea. That's just
It, it it's a
that was
guy.
just
It's a guy brushing up on his boxing skills
mm,
through karate.
okay. All right.
So
Wow,
it,
that's
it's a little bit off. Everybody has said the same thing. Like that's kind of a weird story to
yeah.
throw on there, but it's not. It's not meshing together as
Okay.
they all say.
That would be like if I was watching a movie about a guy trying to make it in basketball, and then all of a sudden they're going to baseball games.
Yeah.
I
Right.
mean, they talk
Right.
about like, yeah, look how the third baseman is concentrating. It's like, why baseball? Why boxing? You got you got a martial art. You know, you could.
Mm.
Mhm.
I don't know that. I'm intrigued to know that now, and I did want to say one thing because you hit on it, and I wanted to go along with what you were saying. You know how it could just get worse. Um, After about the third movie, I don't know too many movie franchises. You will, because you'll name some, and you're going to name some that people don't even know, right? But
Mm.
after about the third one, there's really not much. It really falls off. If especially if that number three movie doesn't hit, it really falls off. You know,
Mhm.
it really does. You know, with the exception to me of Rocky. I thought Rocky Three was a great movie.
Yeah.
I know we don't agree as much on that, but like I thought Rocky Three was good. Godfather Three I thought was terrible. Right. The third movie, the second one is rarely like as good. Although this second sequel was pretty good because it had a different storyline. You know, they bounce, they go to Okinawa, I believe, right? They go to
Yes.
Mhm.
Okinawa.
Yeah.
You know, Mr. Miyagi got his own little thing going. Daniel gets, doing his little. It's a different storyline, right? So it's
Yeah.
pretty good. And then the third one, it was kind of like you said, man. If your characters weren't there, it would have really fell off. So
Yeah.
I think that with these bad reviews, they're going to damage the franchise. Where if they had the works to get another one going, it's going to be pretty suspect from the studio to want to give them money. And I think that if, and again, this is just me being reading way too, man, you had to have you bring in somebody like Daniel LaRusso, you got to have him with the story. He can't just be a little side. And by the way, that's Daniel LaRusso. That's the guy who set the franchise off.
Yeah.
He's
Mm.
got to be more involved than just like the side. Oh, by the way, no, he's got to have a role in the movie. And I think after we all watch it, when we're all going to think to each other like, that movie wouldn't have been that bad if maybe they would have given Daniel some more lines, or maybe if they would have had Daniel involved a little bit more.
And
Mhm.
and Daniel LaRusso's reviews on the movies is all terrible. It's all like like they just threw him in there just so they could say they had him in there. At
Uh,
least that's what the reviews are saying. At
Yeah.
least that's what the reviews are saying. Hey, Fred, uh,
Yes. Sir.
Robert brought up a good question, man. Or brought up a good point after the third movie. I mean, once he said that, I was thinking off the top of my head, I could come up with a couple, but there's not really too many franchises that survive, right?
No, not really. No, not after the third film. What could I? And I know
Lethal
I'm going to
Weapon
be
2.
kicking myself in the butt later, but
I mean, I could think of a lot of movies that failed after two. I mean, look, Terminator, part one,
yeah,
part two were good. After that, it just kind of fell off, man.
How
yeah,
about Lethal Weapon
Uh,
3? How about Lethal Weapon?
Lethal Weapon, all four of them were good, in my
yeah.
I
opinion.
thought Lethal
Well,
Weapon did a
Uh,
good
good.
job. I thought
Yeah,
Lethal
Lethal
Yeah,
Weapon,
Weapon did good.
yeah,
The Rockies, I thought Rambo's, I thought those all
those
of those were
those were
the
good.
pretty
third
good.
Alien,
Uh,
the
the third
first
Alien was
Alien 1 and 2,
bad.
the third
No,
Alien,
man.
right?
Yeah,
Alien
the
1,
third one.
Uh,
Alien 2,
it's just
good.
Alien 3 was bad. It
Yeah,
Yeah,
fell
but Alien
off
1,
after
what about
that.
Alien 2?
a-
Aliens.
after
Yeah.
part three was game over, man. No, no.
Alien
I
1 and
look
2.
look, honestly, even Predator Part 2 was pretty decent with Danny
Yeah,
Yeah,
Glover.
with Danny Glover.
That
yeah,
yeah, that was pretty good. After that, it
yeah,
just kind of I don't know what happened to that. And RoboCop Part 1 was good. RoboCop Part 2 was good. Part 3 it just fell off. It just
and yeah,
I think when it comes to this, that's what I'm saying. So if you're trying to start something new, something fresh, I get it. You want to have Daniel Larusso in there to sell the product, but you just can't have them just, hey, just show up and say, hey, look who we got here, Daniel
Right.
Larusso. Thanks for coming by. You're the selling point. Now take a hike. I get it. You gotta have the new character build and live so you can care about him. And I'm
Right.
hearing really good things about this new kid, the kid actor who's playing Lee Fong, who's supposed to be the main character. I'm hearing really good things about him. So, I mean, definitely, does Daniel LaRusso have to be the main character? No, but he does need to be involved in this movie. And I'm hearing that his part is just kind of rush. Hey, get in there, do your little thing, get out. We're trying to move on with the story, and
yeah,
I will see how that.
You know,
how that moves along, man. But Fred, I mean, what's your thoughts of all the reviews that you've been hearing, man?
You know what? I'm with you on the same thing. I heard the same thing. And in the back of my mind, I'll be honest with you. In the back of my mind, I'm like, no, it can't be. It can't be. No, it can't be this. And yeah, I did see one in particular where they said it seemed like they had two scripts or two different movies, and they just kind of like boom, put them together and said, hey, you know what? Hey, we got a movie here, and
A,
that's
a,
the end of
a
it.
karate and a boxing
Yeah,
movie, and
and
they,
they just
yeah,
boom,
yeah,
yes,
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
well, hence the no, not for anyways. No, no, and it's one of those. How can I say, bro? It's one of those things that it's almost like when you see anything, you say, well, you know what? They said, oh, hey, if somebody tells you, hey, that movie is no good, or that movie was trash, or whatever, you're still gonna want to see it for yourself. That's how I see. That's how I see this. I still want to see it, but now my hopes my expectations have lowered. But that's also a danger zone. No Top Gun intended here. And that's also a danger zone because since I lower my expectations, I might walk in thinking, "Hey, that was pretty good." You know,
Mm.
I you know, but yeah, I think a lot of it too. If they did use Daniel Larusso as a nostalgic, just a simply a nostalgic, like kind of just in and out kind of deal, and you can really tell. I think they should just stop at this one if it's really that bad. Let's just say it like that. They should end it
Well,
here. Just retire it after that.
but
well,
you know what I was going to say too? Like for example, like how they did Creed, right?
mm,
Oh
Rocky was Sylvester Stallone was involved. Whatever happened, now that Sylvester Stallone's not involved, Creed was done, I think, good enough where it could stand alone now,
yeah,
yes,
yeah,
right?
yes.
They should
yeah.
have done
I
something
agree.
like that with Daniel, right? Get him involved so hey, you get some traction, you get an audience going, where it's like now he's not around, but it's legitimate because kind of like pass the torch,
Yeah,
you know. And
that's a
I
good.
thought,
That's
I
a
thought
good.
the Creed were done really well. I could watch Creed with or without Sylvester Stallone now
Yeah,
because I thought they
that's
were
a good
both
analogy.
were all
That's
done pretty
that's a
well.
really good analogy.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I thought the stories were all done pretty well. The characters they even when they the second one when they brought Drago back to fight his son, I was like, really? And I'll tell you what, it worked for me. You know what
yeah,
I mean?
it did.
I know some
Yeah,
of
It
my
did.
friends are like, dude, come on, really? You bought all that? I'm like, first of all, it's a movie, so yeah, you know what I mean. But
Yeah,
I liked all the creeds. You know what I mean?
yeah.
that's
With
yeah,
Rocky.
And by the way, Creed Part Three had no Sylvester Stallone, had no Rocky in it,
Now we
and
can
it
yeah,
was
stand
good.
alone. It was good
yeah.
enough.
Yeah, it.
But they merge it to the point where like I said, if maybe they should have done that with Daniel, right? Have him
Mm.
more involved for now. Hey, maybe the next movie he would have been an older dude, or it's like, hey, dude, I'm not gonna be around much longer. Then the next movie, like you cut to a funeral, like, hey, man, rest in peace, Daniel Larusso, but the movie goes on. You know what I mean? Hey, if there's any Hollywood guys out there, man, you steal that from me. I want a royalty. If you ever do that opening, you know what I mean?
I
And
don't know, man. You know
that's
what?
the
With the Creed
one last
movies, though, the only
example.
the only disagreement I have, bro, is that they didn't give everybody credit as they should have. Because I body doubled for a lot of those scenes. Anyways,
So all right. So Rotten Tomatoes, as of right now, Rotten Tomatoes has this movie at 55%. I have not heard anybody, not one person. I don't know how many reviews I've watched about this thing already. I've not
yeah.
heard anybody say that it's a good movie. I've heard some people say that it's decent. Most people have said, do not go watch it in theater. Just wait
Oh,
to stream it. I only heard one person say it's worth watching in theater, but it's a decent movie. Outside of that, everybody has says stream it. Do not go
yeah.
watch it in theater,
That's
which
disheartening.
makes my blood boil. And let me tell everybody why.
Uh-oh.
Because the Yankees are coming to town for the weekend. Okay. I am sacrificing my Friday night. I already got my ticket, right? I said I would. I would go watch it when it comes out, and that's what I'm going to do. Now, I never really planned on going to the game on Friday, but I do plan on going to a watch party. And as soon as the movie's over, I'm rushing over to that watch party, okay? Because it's Dodgers, it's Yankees. Yes, the Yankees have been here playing the Angels. Nobody gives a rat's ass about the Angels. Angel fans, shout outs to you guys. Much love to you guys, but you guys know I'm telling the truth, okay? And I am just like, gosh, it has to happen on that day, right? Now, the rest of the weekend, I will be at the game. I will actually be there at the
Nice,
game.
nice.
But after hearing all these reviews, I'm like, don't waste my time, man.
Wow.
Do not waste my time like this. Do not waste my time. And the showing I have is exactly the time that the game starts.
Oh,
And here's let me tell you guys a couple of things that have trouble with this movie going into the movie. Okay. This is stuff that we already know without even watching the movie. Okay. So Kung Fu is from China and karate is from Japan. That's why the remake, it was called the Karate Kid, but it was he was teaching him kung fu. But here's the thing: how does Mr. Han and Mr. Miyagi know each other? One is from Japan, one is from China. These guys are countries apart from each other.
Yeah.
They're not in the same age bracket. Mr. Miyagi is, I don't know, maybe a good 20 years older than Mr.
Yeah.
Han, maybe even older than that. I know, I
Yeah.
would say older. He's like a good 30 years older than him. How is it that Mr. Miyagi or Mr. Han knew Mr. Miyagi? I would like them to explain that in the movie. Not, hey, we met. How did you guys meet? Because and not only are they countries apart from each other, they don't even speak the same language. The only language that they speak that connect each other is English.
Yeah.
Japanese and Chinese are not the same language. That's kind of offsetting to me, but hopefully they explain that in the movie because one guy is about 2 to 3 decades older than the other guy. They're from, I mean, thousands of miles apart from each other in different countries. They both don't speak the same native tongue. They actually speak English, broken up English.
hmm.
How did these guys get to me and
Wow.
know one another? Where Mr. Han knows about Daniel LaRusso, what Mr. Miyagi was to you, like
Right, right,
how did you know any of that, man?
right. And no,
Yeah.
that's true. And
It's
historically, Japanese and Chinese in that region, they're rivals.
Yes,
Right? They're like
yes.
they're not like they're rivals. They fought wars against each other and the whole nine. So that's a trip, man. But I'll tell you one thing about your watch party and about this movie is you never know, Ed. This could end up as one of those movies that everybody hates, but you end up liking,
yeah. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
That okay. I'm hoping. I'm hoping. As
Yeah.
something that Fred said earlier connected with me. Right now, my expectations are a little bit low. I'm gonna try to go in there with an open mind and just say like, hey, let me just see for myself. I'm not gonna think too much about it when I go to the movies. Right now, I'm thinking my mind's going crazy. But when I go there, I'm gonna try to keep myself calm and just say, let me just enjoy it for what it is. I'm not even taking my cell phone in there because
Yeah.
I do not want to be checking scores on the game or
Right,
anything like that. But I, you're right, Robert. I hope my expectations are not low. Where it's like, hey, you know what? I actually kind of liked it, man.
yeah.
I actually kind of did. Fred, are you gonna go watch this in theater?
You know what? I was thinking about it, but I'm not sure, bro. I'm not sure. I gotta be real with you. I got some things going on tomorrow. I think so. I don't know. I don't know right now,
I,
but
I, I mean, it doesn't have to be tomorrow. You could go. There's Saturday. There's
yeah,
Sunday. There's next week.
yeah. I kind of want to just get it over and done with. If it's really gonna
But
be
you
that
got a
big.
1 day window.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah,
I
man.
know.
It's like you just pay 1 day. I mean, you got.
Hey, I gotta wake up on Friday. I can't
Let's
Hey,
do
skip
it.
a
man. I
couple
mean, like,
days.
if the good Lord blesses you with more days, man, there's more days. There's next week,
Right?
week after. Or does it depend on what happens over the weekend? Because yeah, listening to the critics and people with like huge YouTube channels that get to see the sneak views of the movies like a week beforehand, that's one thing. But then hearing it from the general public, that's
Yeah.
another thing. Like, are you gonna wait after the weekend to hear what everybody has to say about it?
No, you know what? I think I'm pretty good with already with whatever the critics already mentioned, and I'll tell you why. Because sometimes I listen to, I have like three different critics I listen to.
Mhm.
Right, 9 out of 10. I think there was only one movie that I said, oh, you know what? I don't think they got it. None of them got it, and I actually liked it. You know, and I'll say it so it's not a mystery. It's that Flight Risk with Mark Wahlberg.
With Marky Mark,
They,
I haven't seen that
yeah.
yet.
Oh, dude, I think they missed the mark on that. Like, no pun intended.
Mm,
And I'll get look. I'll explain it so it doesn't leave us in limbo here. They said, oh, he starts with the southern accent, and then he doesn't have the accent later on. Well, the guy's playing a role,
right,
you know,
right,
in the
yeah.
film, within the film. So I thought it was good. But anyhow, I digress with that. But I mean, it's just, I just, yeah, I don't really care what anybody else says, man. I think I already know where it's headed, but I still want to see it. But then again, there's movies that I've held back from. Two different scenarios. I watch them at home and be like, man, I should have saw this at the movies. Or there's some like, man, I'm glad I didn't go to the movies to see this. Like.
Mm.
So this one's up in the air. I might just bite the bullet and go tomorrow early. I'll put it to you that way and
Okay,
go check it
Mike,
out.
but you haven't made up your mind though, so you're
No,
still in limbo.
yeah, I'm still in limbo a little bit, but I do want to see it. I do want to see it, man. I do want to see it, but I don't know. We'll see
Oh,
whatever
yeah.
come with it.
Okay, let me throw this out there because everybody was making, I don't know if I should say a big deal about it, but they kept throwing it out there. To me, it doesn't mean anything because I don't really care who makes movies. I just want to know if the movie's good or not. Sony Pictures made this movie. Does that mean anything to you, Fred?
No, they made the one with Jaden Smith. That's really
Okay.
about it. That's really about it. Yeah.
Okay.
It
I don't know who
doesn't-
made the movies. Like I said, I just watch movies. Is it good? It good? I don't
Yeah.
know who makes the movies. I didn't know.
Yeah.
Okay, Robert, does that mean anything to you that Sony made this movie?
I don't. I'm not a. And are people upset about Sony making it because Sony's doing something? Has Sony done something? Is there like a boycott? Is there like a
N-
cancellation of Sony? Is
no,
Sony,
not
no, just
not that I know of.
no.
I think basically it just means that Sony wasn't involved with the original movies.
Right.
Um, and I don't think it was involved with Cobra Kai, was it, Rob? Was it Fred?
I
Uh,
No, it was a Netflix thing with Cobra Kai.
Yeah, it was
After,
Netflix.
yeah. But you know what?
Okay.
I'll tell you what though, man. If this movie is done really poorly, shame on Sony. Shame on Sony because Sony's a billion-dollar company that could have done some like storyline. They could have, brought some people in. They could have done their research. If they just made a movie like, boom, let's put this out there. Let's just capitalize on it just for more money. Shame on Sony. You know what I mean?
It,
Especially, and shame on Sony, and that's messed up for the moviegoers. For somebody who wants to take their family to there's some people who like to go with their family to the movies. You know
yeah.
what I mean? To go to the
Yeah.
go to the movie and just get a poor product. You know what I mean? Even though the movies to me, man, that's the mafia. You know what I mean? Movies,
Yeah.
go to the movie theater. That's the mafia, bro. Yeah, I don't know anywhere else where
Right.
somebody could charge $15 for a small soda. You know what I mean? And you got to buy it. Or forbid you're on a date. Heaven forbid you're on a date, bro. That's a $200, $300 night, man. I ain't trying to sound cheap, ladies. Get the small popcorn. When I say, hey, do you want to share a popcorn? There's a reason.
Hey,
It's expensive out there.
or you go and watch it and it's so terrible that you promised everybody a pizza, some pizza after the movie.
You're
But
better
after
off
it was
buying a
so bad,
pizza than
now the wife says, "Hey man, you better take us out to a nice steak dinner after this because yeah,
I'll tell you what,
you,
you're better off buying a pizza than some junior mints inside a movie house. I'll tell you
right,
what.
yeah,
so,
it's just
speaking
That's a whole nother episode.
Yeah, speaking about pizza, pizza supposedly is all over this movie. Apparently, pizza is all over this movie. Half of the movie takes place with a pizza parlor, with Italians, with the mob, with some loan sharks, with
I'm
boxing,
now
with
intrigued. I gotta see.
Italians,
oh wow,
with all that stuff, man. So I mean, I again, man, I'm torn about this. When I saw that it was coming out, it looked like it probably wasn't going to be good. Just the trailer
yeah,
itself, it didn't look like it was going to be good, man. And I'm like, gosh, man, they can only ruin it. They can only
Right.
ruin it, man. And sounds like that's what they're going. But I will find out.
Yeah.
I
yeah,
will find out.
You're gonna
So
find out first.
yeah,
You're gonna find out first. Between us three, I guarantee you're gonna find out first. I kind of want to watch it now. You know what I mean? Just like out
yeah,
of
yeah,
spite. So I'll watch it.
yeah.
But I got a
I'm
question for you, man. Where does the
you know what,
Karate
man?
Kid
I'm
go?
not gonna. I might just get up tomorrow and say, you know what? I'm just going. Just hey, boom, go check it out for
there you
showing of
go,
the day.
man.
Where does
I'll
it
tell you
go?
what. I'll text you guys if I do. How about that? I'll text you guys and be like, hey, man, and then we
Uh,
can probably come back together and then talk about it. If you guys if you
yeah,
guys are up
Okay,
for it, maybe.
okay,
You
but
know.
okay.
as far as the Karate Kid itself, the movie, the original, where does it stand with Ed as far as like nostalgia in his heart? When you see it, does it bring back good memories? Does it when you watch it, are you like,
Oh
oh man,
man,
like does it take you
Jeez.
back to being a young
I,
kid?
I,
Do you remember
I,
like what? Where does it take you back to?
yes, gosh, I love the Karate Kid.
Yeah.
I really do. I did not go see it in theaters. I was a little kid, because it came out in '84. I
Ah,
saw it. What? I don't even think I saw it in '84. I think I saw it in '85. I think they rented it, and it was beta. I we didn't have VHS at the time, but we had beta, and it was right when the video store was transferring from VHS to beta. Because I remember going to the little local video store there. It wasn't even like Blockbuster or Hollywood Video. It was way before then. It was just
Yeah.
like your little small mom and pop video store.
Yeah.
It was I don't know, like Tron or something. And
Uh-huh.
we had gotten beta, and they're like, oh look, the new ones are coming out for the VCRs, and I remember that pretty vividly because it was like everybody was so impressed. And I remember when we got our first VCR that took VHS, like we are like, I don't know, my family made it seem like, wow, we got like some top end technology. And I was just
wow.
like, dang, I
It
went
was.
outside. I started telling all my little jackass friends, like, we got a VCR, man. We got a VCR like that beta, no, these
Oh
are
man.
small. These are small. These are like this big, like they're not like
Yeah.
that. They're like this. I remember that, man. I remember going to a video store. We had
Wow.
got the Karate Kid, so I did not. But I think it must have been '85 when I seen it. We're living in City Terrace, which is like a little bit of a northern part of East LA, and I love it, man. I loved it. I loved part two. Part three was a step down from part one and two,
Yeah.
except for the
Yeah.
villains.
What's
Um,
what's your favorite part about part one? Like what scene do you remember that always stands out to you that
oh
you think to yourself like,
man,
oh man, it's just
There's a lot though.
uh,
there's
There's a
a lot.
lot.
there,
Yeah,
there, there,
you
yeah,
too, man. I'm not just
there's
you
a
too.
lot.
Like what stands out for you guys?
Well, you know what, man? When he's having a when he's having a good time with his chick at golf and stuff. But before that, the embarrassing part where when he's with his mom, you go with your mom on a date to pick her up, and then the car dies, and it's
Ouch.
like, all right, hey, get in the seat because we got to push it and pop the clutch, because the
Yeah.
car died out. Like, there's just a lot. There's a lot of good stuff, man.
Yeah.
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 How about you, Fred? What's
Yeah.
that? What do you remember just thinking about? How were you a young? Do you remember like? Was it a date movie? Were you too young? Were you like? I don't know.
No, I wasn't exactly. Well, I was young, but not that young, But I I remember who went. Where did we go? I think we saw it at the movies. Yeah, we saw it at the at the movies. I think it was my compadre and I. We saw that at the movies. And one of the things, there's a lot of scenes in there that are funny though. I mean that bring back that nostalgia to the movie. But one that always gets me is when he's really upset right before Mr. Miyagi gives in to teach him, and he's throwing his bike around in the apartment
Mhm.
complex, and the stupid bike, and then his mom sees him and she says, "What's wrong?" He goes, "I gotta take karate." He's like just so out of it. He's just so stressed out. And she goes, "You took karate?" He goes, "Not at the Y, a good school."
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You're
Wow.
just like, dude, like he just, that's one of many though.
Yeah.
But one, and I've said this before. I think I've said it like 3 or 4 times here with Cholo Trucker on here. One of the things that sticks out to me, and it's never going to get resolved, is his friend that he meets at the beginning of part one, and the guy's name was Freddie.
Ready.
On top of that,
Ready.
he leaves him hanging, bro. And then we never hear from the guy again. It's just like okay, But I mean,
But
but
if you remember watching the movie, Freddie's at the tournament.
yeah, yeah, he is. Yeah,
Freddie's at the
yeah.
tournament. So
Yeah,
he
he's at
probably
the tournament.
turned his back on him, bro. He got beat up. Freddie and nobody helped him up at the beat. Nobody
Yeah,
helped him at the
no,
beach.
And
You had
no,
to,
yeah, bro.
you had to
So,
cut Freddie loose,
yeah,
bro. Freddie was no good, dude. Freddie didn't
yeah,
have his
no,
back,
come on.
dude.
Well, I do remember that scene. They show a real quick clip. He's in the tournament.
Yeah,
He's talking to somebody or something. I was like, oh wow,
yeah,
he's right there. What
yeah.
a punk!
Freddie,
What a
Freddie
punk!
could have told him like, "Hey, dude, you don't want to mess with that dude. He knows karate."
Or-
Freddie egged him on. Come on, bro.
You know
Freddie
what's
knew
you
that
know
dude
what's
knew
the other
karate.
scene? You know what's the other one of my favorite scenes is with Chad. I forget his last name. Uh, Chad McQueen.
Uh huh.
When he goes into the locker room, he goes, "Well, well, well, this
see,
is our old friend
yes,
Danielle." you know, it's
Yeah.
like he calls him Danielle, and
Yeah.
then he goes, "Hey, come on!" And then when he tells me, he goes, "Hey, points or no points, you're dead meat." Like, oh,
Yeah.
oh,
yeah,
dude, the guy just looked like he looked like a total
he
villain, man. Like just like
he
he was the worst of them all, dude. He
yes,
was the
part,
worst of them
the
all.
part that always stands out to me
yes,
is I don't even know who says it, but during the tournament, and the guy goes, "Get him a
Oh
bag."
yeah, yeah, yeah. The
yeah,
guy in
I
the
don't
back.
remember.
Yeah, was it
That
was
just
it
that
Bobby? I think it was Bobby or something, right? The
one
guy
where he
in
just yells, "Get
the
him a body bag," or that one.
yeah,
And
he came in the
thought it
background
was
laughing.
cool. I thought it was cool when Mr. Miyagi threw him like a little party
Oh
for his
yeah,
birthday,
yeah,
oh
and then
right,
he's like,
yeah,
"Oh,
yeah, he
I
did,
gotta go, I gotta
yes,
go," and Miyagi was like, "Dude, I understand. Miyagi had a mom once. You know what I mean?" And then
yeah,
he
yeah,
gave him the car, dude. When he gave him the car,
yeah,
I thought that was cool, man, because he
yeah,
and
needed
yeah,
it, right? We think
and,
that
and
Daniel
Ralph,
needed him. We in the
yeah,
movie, now that we watch it, we think, Daniel needed this dude for karate and this and that. Dude, Mr. Miyagi needed Daniel too, bro. Right? Because
yeah,
he didn't have a son. That's how old his son would have been. You know what I
yeah,
mean? He had all this knowledge and all this, things that he wanted to pass on to somebody, and he had nobody. He was just,
yeah,
like I said, I know I don't want to get all off topic and get all, but man, like I always say, you never know what the next dude's going through. And Mr. Miyagi needed him as much as Daniel needed Mr. Miyagi.
yeah,
I think that's why the movie
yeah,
worked to me. Right? They needed each other, man. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
I know that's my.
That is true.
I thought that was
yeah.
cool.
No, I agree. And by the way, when it comes to that car, Ralph Macchio does
Oh,
have
yeah,
that car.
Oh
yeah,
He
wow!
did
yeah.
he
He
did
has it
keep
in
that
real life.
car. He
Oh,
had,
that's
yeah,
cool.
yes,
Yeah,
he
he has
That's
it
does.
a
in
He
real
bad,
life.
does.
that's a cool ride, dude.
Yes, he has the car and he has the original bandana.
Wow.
So yeah,
Hey, do you know
yeah,
where that
he
house
kept
is?
everything. Does he what?
Do you know where that house is? Is that anywhere? Is that like a
I don't
specific place
know.
in LA or anywhere where people can
Yeah,
go check it out?
that's a good question. That's a good question. I got
Because it looks
no idea,
isolated,
man. You're
Cause,
right.
right?
I'm
I
gonna
wonder.
look into that.
Yeah, that'd be kind of.
the apartments from the first one, the apartments, it actually is in Reseda.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
in the
The
valley.
apartments are, yeah, the apartments are legit. So I don't know if the house is legit or they just built it just to like a for a studio
Right.
just to film that there. So but the apartments are legit. Yeah.
Wow.
Well,
That's crazy.
gentlemen, man, any last thoughts on this movie before we watch it? I already made it clear I am watching it tomorrow, and I'm a little upset about it because I'm sacrificing something. But I am watching it tomorrow. Fred, any final thoughts, man, before you watch it? Once you watch it, you can't have these final thoughts anymore, man. Okay, it's
Yeah.
like you something. Final thoughts before you watch it.
I just hope that um man, it's hard with those reviews though, bro. But I just hope I enjoy it for what it is, man. And if it's really not as great or it makes me feel like, brings me back a little bit, as it should, they should stop at that point. Which they probably won't, but I mean, I don't know. They should just stop at that point. I think it should end. And they should do a Johnny and Priest prequels. That would probably work, and then they need to end it. Because I honestly think the Cobra Kai ended it perfect. You know,
Yeah, I think they did enough with Kreese in Cobra Kai in
yeah,
showing. That's another thing, Robert. You gotta watch Cobra Kai, man.
Yeah,
It
I'm gonna check
shows
that out.
it shows a prequel to
yeah,
Kreese and Terry Silver when they were in the Vietnam War and everything.
Oh,
yes,
wow.
And it's badass, man. But
yeah.
Okay.
all right, Robert. Any final thoughts before
But
you watch it, man?
a couple final thoughts before I watch it. Um, I'm gonna go watch it now. Now I want to watch it just to,
Yeah,
just
same
to, you
To
know,
watch some boxing.
yeah, just watch some boxing where to get good beats in New York.
here.
Just because, and this is what I'm hoping. I'm hoping that when I do watch it, that I don't look at it and be like, man, they could have made this so much. There was actually a storyline here that they just blew it. You know what I mean? Because that's not cool, man. Just to you, what I told you, what you think about the Karate Kid, man, and how you like the Karate Kid, bro. Immediately, you couldn't see it. The same thing for you, Fred. You can't see. But when I saw you guys, when I asked you that question, both of you guys is lit up. When I
Yeah.
asked Fred, you thought of something, and immediately a smile came to your face.
No, yeah,
Same thing with
yeah, no,
you, Fred.
it
And
does.
and I think it sucks when people or they make a movie knowing that there's guys like us who are movie guys and we go to watch a good movie and we're kind of connected to that movie in some way and they just throw it out there because they know we're going to go check it out instead of
Yeah,
doing it the right way. I think shame on the movies for doing that.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Hey, let's just
Very
rush it
true.
out. Somebody will watch it because they know guys who have some type of connection to that movie will go watch it.
Yeah.
So I think that
You,
sucks. I'm just hoping when I
you know what?
watch it, it's just like, oh, it's bad just because it's bad. And
That.
then finally,
Oh,
what I
bro.
was going to say is that I think that, you guys are talking about how to end it and this and that. And the only reason I'm thinking this is because Ed, you were talking about it. Like, how do they know this? I wouldn't. If I was going to see a prequel, I would want to see a prequel on Mr. Miyagi. You know what I mean? That's the
Okay.
prequel I would like to see. Let me see it on Mr. Miyagi. Dude, the dude he had a wife. He was gonna have a kid. He was flying jet. He was flying fighter planes in World War II. This and that. The dude was, maybe he could talk about how he knows. Sure, maybe the Chinese dude is, Mr. Miyagi related somehow. I don't know. Who knows? You know what I mean? But I think that would be cool, something like that. If they were going to continue it, bringing Daniel and keep on. Well, now there's the next fight and not the next this and that. That's been done now.
Yeah.
Mm.
If they were going to do it, the
You,
only other Karate Kid movie I'll see has to be a prequel.
you, you
You
know,
can't add to it, in my opinion, and that's pretty much
you brought a good point though, Robert, about being that they don't really, they kind of just, backhand us the movie like, here,
yeah,
here you go. That's it,
yeah.
And I think that there's no more dedication in films. Again, in the disclaimer, that we haven't seen this movie yet, but In the event of it not being good, I don't see. There's a miscommunication, misunderstanding within the film industry because sometimes they give us films like that because they bank on people to stream it later on. So if it doesn't go good in the movie theater, they're gonna make their money on the streamings.
Mm.
So it's like, no, man, you gotta give us something that, like, look, I'm a big Blu-ray, DVD, VHS collector. That I've gone on through collecting films. It's gotten to the point now where it's very seldom. If it's a good film, I will purchase a DVD. I mean, the Blu-ray even today, just to have a physical copy of it.
Mm.
But I don't. Excuse me, I don't do that often no more because there's not a lot of good movies for that matter. And if I do get them, it's simply for collection purposes because I have the rest of them. But still, with that being said, I think you're right. We as fans, those of us that are from the very beginning and all the way even all the way through, I think we should get a good film out of it. They should give us a good film out of it, but we will see.
We'll see.
And
Yeah,
my final thoughts is this. Um, like I said before, I don't really get into who makes movies and who doesn't or whatever, but in this one, I actually do kind of want to hold their feet to the fire here. Uh, so Sony, the only reason why this movie was made is because Cobra Kai was such a hit.
Mm.
That is it, man. That's why this movie was made. Now, if all the reviews are right, where it's just you just got a bunch of stuff and just threw it together, and hey, it's gonna sell because we're showing Jackie Chan and Daniel LaRusso coming together in the trailers, and now we know it's gonna sell. You know what, man? I would advise people. I'm gonna go watch it tomorrow, and I would tell people, you know what, boycott the heck out of this movie,
Mm.
yeah,
letting them know, no, no,
Mm.
do not do this. Do not come back with all this nostalgia stuff, man. They're already talking about it. Young Guns Part 3 in the mix, which is
Mm.
fine. Make it good. Put effort to it. If you put effort to it and it doesn't live up to the expectation, but at least showing me that you tried,
Right.
at least showing me that you put effort. Every review that I'm hearing, it's, hey man, it was just rushed. It was just rushed. You didn't get a chance to really care about the characters. You didn't really like so many characters just kind of flew right by the screen. As soon as you see them, is as soon as you're gone, and it's like, hey, what happened to them?
Mm.
That's not trying. That's not trying to tell the good story. That's not trying to say like, hey, you know what? We're taking this franchise that we know means a lot to you guys, and we're really gonna try something. It might not live up to it, but we're gonna try. And every
yeah,
review tell me the exact same thing. They're not trying. They're just putting these characters there just so we could go ahead and sell. Well, look, you sold me on it, but I will come back and I will bash the heck out of this thing if
Mm.
I see that they did not try. If all these reviews are correct and they show that they did not try, I will bash the heck out of this and Sony. And I've been saying it. I've been saying it for a long time. Now, Robert, I thought you touched on a good point right there. A prequel of Mr. Miyagi, how his father taught him karate, and his brother. Remember him and his brother in part two. They weren't good, man. They were ready to fight to the death, right? So
yeah,
a prequel in that would be pretty cool. But I've been screaming them from the top of the mountains when it comes to this franchise right here. If you want something to continue when it comes to this, either a movie or a series. I would go with a series probably a little bit more. A prequel of Johnny Lawrence.
yeah,
When Daniel LaRusso moved from the East Coast to LA, Johnny Lawrence was already established. He was already a karate champion. He was already the leader of his gang, of all his homies and everything. He was the guy. Go back, go back and show Johnny Lawrence how did he get into karate? What happened to his dad? His dad took off. That's why Kreese was his father figure. Show how he joined Cobra Kai. Show how he became the leader of his gang. Show how he ended up with Ali as his chick, man. And end
yeah,
it end it with Daniel. End it at the beach when Johnny and his homies roll up in the dirt bike. I was just picturing in my head.
yeah.
End it when they roll
And
up and they see
yeah,
Daniel LaRusso talking to Ali. and then say, let's go down there. And they make their way down there, and boom, the movie's over, the show is over. Something. But
Some
show me a prequel of Johnny Lawrence. Show me how he learned karate. Show me how he linked up with people. Show me his troubled past with his mom. In Cobra Kai, it shows him talking to his mom who's in the grave. She's in the grave. He's drinking. He's teared up. He's pouring his heart out to his mom. Where's dad at? Show us all that, how he became the leader of his crew with his homies, everything. That would be gold. This right here, I have not seen it yet, and I will eat my words. I will eat my words of what I'm about to say. I think this is going to ruin the franchise. If it doesn't, if I love it, I'll come back and I'll say I was wrong. But I don't. I'm upset, man.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Going back, guys, I was just thinking right now, Cobra Kai is actually through Sony. At the end, the
okay.
Sony logo would come out. And the original Karate Kid, I believe I, I know the first one
Mhm.
is through Columbia Pictures, which is a branch off of Sony as well, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
So, yeah. So, I mean,
Okay. Okay.
it's always been, it's Columbia
Oh,
Pictures. I know that for a fact.
okay.
Because at the bottom of the VHS, they had little Columbia
Just
Pictures on
because I've
top
never
there.
seen Cobra Kai, do they ever mention what happened to Ali?
She's in
Yeah.
it.
She's
Yeah.
in it.
Oh,
Oh
She's
yeah.
in it.
shit!
Oh,
Now
yeah.
she's come back.
Listen, listen,
All of them.
listen, Robert. Listen,
Wow,
Robert.
the
Oh,
original
oh,
Ali.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
Yes.
my
The real one.
goodness!
Yes. Not only no, Robert. I'm telling you, man. All the characters from part 1, from part 2, and part 3, they all make appearances in that show
Yeah.
in Cobra Kai. All the part. Terry Silver. Whoa, he's in it. Mike
The
Barnes.
his
Mike Barnes,
girl,
who he fight.
his girl from Okinawa makes an appearance.
She's
Yeah.
in it.
Oh
Yeah,
my
she's in
god!
it.
See
The
now,
the
now
only
And
one
you guys are
the only
getting me
one
hooked on.
the only one that's not there is the love interest in part 3, the redhead chick. She's not in
yeah,
it.
that's the only one.
She's not in it. No, but Ali's in it. The Japanese girl from Okinawa, she's in
Yeah.
it. Chosen, who he fights in part 2,
Yeah.
he's a big part of the show. I mean,
Wow.
you gotta watch it, man.
Now,
You
Yeah.
gotta watch
is
it.
it like
Johnny Lawrence,
how
Mike
many
Barnes is
episodes?
in.
How many episodes would I have to watch?
Oh,
Is it
dude.
has it gone on for years?
But no, 6 seasons?
I,
No, is it five? Six
Seasons, huh?
seasons? Five seasons?
I think it's 6 seasons. But
Wow.
you know what? You're not wasting your time, brother. You're
Yeah.
not gonna waste your time. But when you watch one, you're gonna want to watch. You may not binge watch it, but you're just gonna be like, give me more,
I'm gonna check it
give me
out.
more. That give me
I
more, man.
heard a lot of good
Yeah.
things about Cobra Kai. I always
Yeah.
have. And
Yeah.
that summer
You know
coming
what?
up, man.
Give
Yeah.
me a call after, Robert. Yeah, we'll talk, man. I got something that you can check it out. Uh, the thing. There's a funny scene. Well, it's not funny. Well, I guess it is meant to be funny in the Cobra Kai series, where you have Daniel LaRusso, and mind you, they're already of age. It's current time. It's Daniel LaRusso, Chosen, Johnny Lawrence, and Mike Barnes in the same scene. All,
Yeah.
all four of them in the scenes.
All
And you're
four
like,
Yeah.
hanging
what
out,
the heck, man?
reminiscing, huh?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it's cheesy. It is corny, but it's just good stuff, man. Don't
It's
take it
good.
too serious. Just
It's
roll
good
with it.
entertainment.
Yeah,
It
So,
does
just
what it's
some
supposed to do,
popcorn
entertain.
movie. Yeah,
some parts, some episodes can get a little bit cheesy, but it's also aimed to kids as well.
Right.
There's new
yeah,
kids involved. There's definitely more than enough for the OGs from the old
Okay.
school days to be connected to it. And it's like, whoa, they brought back this character. Oh, smokes. Look at this. John Kreese is here. Like
Yeah.
it's
See,
it's 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 awesome.
you guys
What a just
it's good.
got me at
it
Alley.
was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
she's
just
in it. Oh
Allie's
yeah,
in.
Oh,
That's
dude.
crazy.
And
yeah.
you know
Wow.
Now
what? She still looks awesome, bro. At this current time. I mean, she's a nice lady,
I
beautiful lady. We'll put it that way.
I don't want to
Is she right?
oversell it, Robert, in the sense that, oh, all these characters are in every single episode of every
No,
single
no.
season. No, not at all. So some of these characters, some of these old school characters, maybe only make an appearance on 2 episodes, but it's
Right.
cool to see them
But it's cool to
come
see
in
him.
and
Yeah.
yeah, and play a role for 2-3 episodes.
Right.
So yeah,
That is,
yeah,
you know what? I feel
Even
you
the
on that. That is
mom.
kind of cool. I gotta watch it.
yeah.
I feel that.
Even LaRusso's mom, the
Yeah.
original mom. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no, it's good,
Yeah.
bro. It's good. I
Don't tell
mean,
me she's still a
Yeah.
waitress. If she's still a waitress, I'm on it tonight.
you know
A waitress
what?
in the shop. She move up.
There's a lot of. You know what? Before we go, Robert, let me ask you a question. Do you know who? Well, you guys probably don't know this, or who sang the song "Cruel Summer"? It was in the Karate Kid soundtrack when he's going
Yeah,
to
cool
school.
summer, Bananarama.
Right. Good.
Yeah.
So you'll see in the beginning, in the first one, there's a
Right.
lot of little references to things that you'll catch. You'll be like, "Oh wow, this is crazy!" Like how
Okay.
they kind of use, all that. They bring it in. They
Cool.
don't use the song, but he brings it in.
Okay.
And they kind of let it be known. It's cool to watch, man.
I
It's
gotta
a
check
cool
it
watch.
out, bro.
and
Like I said, I gotta,
and lastly, Robert, since you're a big fan of Rocky, there's a lot of Rocky 3 and Rocky 4 references in the movie. You just
uh,
gotta pay attention. You gotta pay attention, and you're
okay.
like, oh, that is badass. That is so damn good. They reference
Cool.
Rocky 3 and Rocky 4 a lot in this movie, man.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay. I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna have to watch it.
there
I'm
is
gonna
a
get
connection to Rocky and the Karate Kid movies, right? You know that, right?
right. The
The
song.
song, the
The
song.
song, yeah. So
Yeah.
that's
Yeah,
why Solo's right, man. So yeah,
yeah.
it's good stuff, man. It's good stuff.
Awesome.
All
You
right,
will not
gentlemen.
waste your time, bro. You will not waste your time.
No, you will not waste your
Oh,
time.
I'm sold.
It
I'm
is
gonna check it
badass.
out.
So all I'm concerned about is, am I gonna waste my time when I have something really important and great to do tomorrow? I'm actually choosing to go watch this movie. So hopefully, hopefully it doesn't let me down. I will definitely make a review on it next week, and I'll be completely honest, man. Completely honest all the way across the board. Yes, Fred.
You know what, bro? I'm gonna lean more towards. I'm gonna get up tomorrow, bro, and I'm gonna back you up, dog. I'm gonna go
Okay.
watch it, dude. So
All
if you bite
right.
the bullet, brother, we're gonna bite it together, dog. Like I'm just saying that. I was just like, hey, let's just check it out,
Or
man. Let's do this.
we're gonna be suffering. Meanwhile, Robert's gonna be having a great time watching Cobra Kai. Son of a bastard, man.
Right? No, right?
Hey,
Hey, you
that
know what,
is
man?
that
If
is
we,
Fred from Two Faced Entertainment.
man.
That is Robert Anthony, Chicano Studies teacher, man,
Uh,
solo trucker, Moss Movies and Shows. Catch you guys on next one.
Hasta la vista, baby.